Hi guys, welcome back to J2W tutorial. This is the 18th video tutorial of J2W. In this tutorial, we're going to discuss about RowSet interface. So before we going to start about RowSet interface, let me complete the metadata classes. At last, we can discuss about RowSet interface. So there are two types of metadata related interfaces are available in JDBC. One is about ResultSet metadata and the other one is database metadata, which is talks about the database related details. First we can discuss about ResultSet metadata. So ResultSet metadata is an interface. So this particular interface provides more details about the result set related information, like the columns, how many columns it is actually holding within the result set, and what is the column name of each column in that result set, and type of the column type of the result set, and table name itself we can get it. So this is about like what and all details we are seeing here. So consider table is what are the data we will be having. So all the information will be keep it in result set. So the same format will be stored in result set. Once you perform select star from product, the whole copy will be available in the result set. Now with the result set, so far what we did, we just reading the records within the result set. Now we are actually what we are trying to do, we're actually counting n number of columns. What and all columns are number of columns are available in a result set, and what is the names of those columns and type of those columns. So these details we can able to get it through the result set metadata. To list down, column on count and column on name and type of column and table name. So these are all the details we can able to get it through result set metadata. With the result set, what we can able to get, we can only get the data within the result set. Like get into product ID, product code, we'll be passing the column names, and from there we are getting the actual data, like the pen and pencil and laptop. These data will be getting with the result set. With the metadata, we'll be reading these column related details and the table related details. Let's go and create an example for that, and we can try to get how many possible data we can get it. Let's go and try with that. So I'm just creating a class, naming as ResultSetMetadata example. So here what I'm doing is I'm just creating a main method. Let me have it try catch. Let me id create try catch for me. Dat print stack trace, and we have the standard steps, which is about loading driver class, creating connection object, and third step will be creating statement object, and at fourth, which is last step, will be closing the connection. So these are all the 4 steps we have to follow for JDBC programming. Let me load the class, which is my MySQL driver class. The next step, creating connection. So I'm just copying from previous code, and the third step will be creating statement object, and the final step will be connection dot close. I think I miss this part in this program. So every time I think it is there. Yeah. So far we have done with the standard steps of JDBC. Now what we have to do, we have to perform a select operation which is returns is result set. So this result set will be having it, but what we need, we don't want the result set, we just want the metadata. So we don't want these results. These results what select star from products will return these data. We don't want these data now. We just want this particular column related details and table related details. For that, what I'm doing is I'm just creating result set metadata interface reference result set metadata. These also from java.sql rsmd equal to result set dot get metadata. See, this get metadata actually returning result set metadata type object. So I got result set metadata available. With this, what I'm trying to do is I just want to print the details like sys out what I want to print total columns. So how many total number of columns are there within this database? That's I'll be getting as get column count. See, with the result set metadata interface reference, we can able to get all the methods within the table related details column count. And the other information I want to see is the name of the column. Suppose if I want to see what is the name of this particular first column, let me see, try now. Sys out name of first column. So rsmd dot get column name of the column index. You can give any index. I want to get the first index of the column. And now what else we can get it here. Let me get the type of the column. Type of first column. rsmd dot get column type. So type we can get it, or type name also you can get it. Let me get it. So you can try out other methods also. For now I'm just trying with column count and column name and type of the column. So let me execute this program and we can see how the results are matching with these. See, it's telling total number of columns are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 columns in the result set. If you give, instead of star, if you give 2 columns, then it will display only 2 columns. Also, as you mentioning star, then it will actually look for all the columns. And name of the first column is product ID, which is same as in our table. And type of the column is int. We know it is saving integer values. So these are how you can be able to get the result set related data. So suppose if you're passing only 2 columns, suppose product ID comma, I think product ID I spelled out here, product ID comma name If you just pass two values instead of putting star, then we can get the total number of columns will be only 2. See, the total number of columns are 2, and within that we will be getting the product ID, whatever the product ID, and the type of the product ID. So if you mention star, then you will be getting whole set of records. If you're mentioning any number of columns in specific, then only those columns you'll be getting. So result set, whatever the data you fetch, it depends on that, it will actually display the metadata related details. So these about the result set metadata. Let's discuss about the database metadata. So database metadata, what it talks about, like suppose these are database, that will talk about what is the driver name and driver version, and what is the username for the database, and what is the product version and the product details and all. Let's see the details. So for that, what JDBC is provided is database metadata interface. So this is the interface which is used for getting the database related details, like driver name, what driver you're actually using, and driver version, and username, which user you actually used for communication, and the product related details, product name and version. So and so. So these are all the details we'll be getting with database related metadata related information. Let's see in practical. I'm just creating a new class for that, which is about database metadata example. I'm just having the main method and try catch e dot print stack trace. Let me have copy this data, the standard steps what are we performing. So I don't want statement objects and all. So the steps are same. The first one will be load driver class. Second one will be create connection object. So do we require statement? No, actually we don't need statement object and all. We just need the connection itself, because we just want to see the database related details which is available within connection itself. Let me create the driver load code and connection object code. So these details are more than enough for me to get the database metadata related information, and with this I'll be creating, like how we created result set metadata with the statement object, result set object. The same way we'll be going to creating database metadata from the connection object. Database connection metadata, which is from java.sql dbmb equal to connection dot get metadata. See, this get metadata actually returning database metadata reference object. So with this we can able to get the database related metadata. Now we're going to print all the details. What are the details we have? We just want to print these details in console. Sysout, print the driver name with metadata, get driver name, sysout, print driver version, get driver version. You can also get minor version and major versions separately. I'm just printing database version, driver version directly instead of printing minor and major separately. And what else? We just need to print username and product related details. Sysout username dot get username. URL also you can able to print it, but we can able to see URL here itself. We don't need to print that. Sysout. Other details are product name and product version. Get product database product name, and database product version. So these are all the details you can get it, and you can go through the API and you can get a lot more details. And for now we can test these details whether we can able to get it or not. And I'm just clearing this data. So let's run this code. We can get the database related details in console. Let me expand this a little bit. Now we can see the database details like driver, which driver we are using, MySQL connector, which we added in our application. If you see here the libraries, so build path libraries, you can see which library we have added. It's a MySQL connector. This is the driver we are actually using. That details it's fetched, and the driver version, what is the version of the driver, the version of, so it is showing, and the username, which is root in our case. Here we are passing root, you can identify here also, and the name, what is the product name, it's a MySQL, and the product version, which version of MySQL it's running. That's how it is showing the product version of it. So these are we can able to get the metadata related information for database, and these are all the two important metadata related interfaces provided in JDBC. One is ResultSetMetadata, and the other one is DatabaseMetadata. So these about the metadata related information. Let's move on to next topic, which is Java RowSet interface. So Java RowSet interface is a special interface which is used for performing DB operations in a different way. Instead of performing our operations in like the regular format, like we'll be using creating connection object and statement object, and we'll be performing the select queries and all. We just have an one class which is actually used for the implemented class for RowSet interface. We can use either of one, and we can do all these operations in a single class itself. We don't need to have these many lines of code. So there are a set of different types of implementations are available with RowSet interface. The implementations are like JDBC RowSet, and cached RowSet and web RowSet and join RowSet, which is used for joins, and filtered RowSet. So these are all the different types of implementations are provided for the RowSet interface. With these RowSet interface, we can avoid all these many types of classes and creating these many objects. We just have one of each. We can perform the operations. Let's look at the one of the RowSet implementation, which is the very popular one, JDBC RowSet implementation. Let's see how actually this performs and how it actually returns the results for us. Let me create a new class, which is RowSet example. So here what I'm doing is, let me close these files. I don't want these files. I just want to compare with the basic JDBC program and the RowSet example, so that we can differentiate how these both are different. Let me clear this console too. So with this example, I'm just comparing how differs it is and how code is optimized and all. You can see it here. Let me have a main method where I can load the driver. That's a common step. Load driver class. And second step, what we're doing, creating connection. Let me keep this in try catch. So the second step, what we're doing, creating connection. But in terms of RowSet interface implementations, we don't need to have these steps, creating state, connection interface, and the third step we're going to use like creating a statement and result set. So these and all will be avoiding with all these steps. By avoiding all these steps, we just need to write implementation of JDBC RowSet. Create a RowSet object and execute it. That's it. This will actually avoid all these steps, all the three steps, whatever you're doing, like so all the three steps, whatever you're doing in regular JDBC programming, so all the three steps will be avoided with the RowSet implementation. Let's see how it is. The thing is, for now we're just mentioning JDBC RowSet. We're not looking for other types. We don't have much time now, and we're just covering one type of RowSet. You can go through other RowSet types. I'm just creating JDBC RowSet, which is from java.sql RowSet.JDBC RowSet. So if you see the previous examples, right, what are the driver classes and all, those are coming from java.sql, but this RowSet is coming from javax.sql. This is not from java.sql, this is from javax.sql. So this is the extension of JDBC. That's the reason they put it in javax library. RowSet equal to RowSet provider dot new factory dot create JDBC RowSet, which returns JDBC RowSet. So these is the factory class they have provided for creating RowSet class. So now we just have a RowSet object. Now we have to feed our connection related details and username and password related details, like what and all the connection related details we gave here, and the queries and all, everything we can feed it within this class itself. Let's see how to feed it. RowSet dot set URL the URL will be same as how we set it here. Whatever the URL we set it here, the same URL you can copy and we can paste it there. That's it. And now we have to set the other details like username and password. Let's set them. RowSet dot set user name, which is root, and password will be admin root, and let's set for password it's a admin. So far we have done with the connection letter details. See, if you see the difference, like here we, for each thing we have created a connection class and statement and all. Instead of having statement and execute query and all, we just giving this query also to this particular RowSet itself. The way to do this is RowSet dot set command. This command actually takes a string parameter which is about the SQL query. Whatever the SQL query you want, you just put that SQL query within that. Just putting this SQL query within JDBC RowSet command. That's it. Once your command is done, then you simply execute the command. Execute. That's it. So where you will be getting the results? Usually what we are doing in statement, we are actually executing query and we are actually keeping the result set. But here in our case, we don't need to have result set also. We're just avoiding result set also. The results will be saved in RowSet itself. Let's see how RowSet actually holding the data. While off, I'm just trying to print all the records. What and all records we have it in DB. I just want to print all the records with the RowSet. What I'm doing is RowSet dot next. If it is having a next record, see what are the methods we have it in the result set. All the methods it is getting in RowSet itself. We don't need a result set class here. And ResultSet dot next. If the record is available, just print the details. Sys out of. So what are the details we wrote here? We just need to print those values over there. RowSet dot get int of the first column is int, so I'll be giving the index as 1. Because this first what are the column we have, it's an int type. I'm just giving type. Sys out. Let me copy this. RowSet dot get string of. You can give column name also. You can give index also. For now, let me go with the index itself. And give product code for second index. Let me print these two values. So the similar way you can print all the values also. There's no problem. Third one also string. You can give third index, and fourth one also quantity, and all. You can give all of the details likewise. So what RowSet is actually avoiding? It's avoiding a connection class and statement and interface. These are all the things it is avoiding. It's just putting all the details within the RowSet JDBC RowSet class itself, and the command also. What are the SQL query we are passing? It is taking as a command. We're just executing. Once you just execute, the data will be saved within the result set itself and the RowSet itself. With the RowSet, we can able to loop it and we can get the details. Let me run this program. We have to get all the records with these details. See, you got all the details 101, 102, 103, everything you got with the RowSet. So these is the benefit of using RowSet, but in real time this is not much recommended to use, and these not people are not using at all. But for knowledge sake, you should be aware of this one. But these preferred way of coding in real time, because each object if you have it and you can able to handle the exceptions in proper manner. Suppose if you have any exception within connection class, and you can able to go to that particular line and you can fix it. And if you have any issue with the result set or statement object, and you can go to a particular class and you can able to fix it. And for debugging and code maintenance, this will be the standard way of using in real time. But this one will be that is the reason they put it in JavaX. It's not in Java.sql, it's in JavaX.sql. If you want extensively, you can use it, or it's not recommended to use it in real time. For knowledge base, it's good to have this kind of knowledge of JDBC RowSet. So have it hands on all the things in so that you can able to clear the interviews very well. With this, we have done with the JDBC tutorial, and so we covered almost all the topics. What are the major programming topics we have covered? If you just go through these tutorials, you will be very good enough in JDBC programming in interviews. And from next tutorial, we're going to discuss about very interesting topic, which is the web programming. Let's see in next couple of tutorials how actually the very basic introduction about the web based applications and all. Thanks guys, thanks for watching.